Google has just launched a new AI tool called Stitch, and this AI tool can turn prompts and images into full landing pages and designs. And for Shopify store owners, this is a complete game changer because you no longer have to manually make landing pages or pay these companies that make websites for you thousands of dollars. You can literally take a snapshot of a competitor's landing page and tell Google Stitch to remake this for you, and it will give you an example of what you want it to look like. You don't need to know how to code, you don't need to have an IT degree, it's completely beginner friendly. Now, before we get into the video, guys, all I ask for in return is that you destroy the like button because there is a like goal of 250 likes. And by liking the video, it tells me that you want me to show you more cool AI tips like the one in this video. And if we do hit the like goal, I will leave a PDF with a prompt sheet that goes over how I make all my custom landing pages. With that being said, guys, let me show you how to create your own custom AI landing pages using Google Stitch. So guys, the first thing that I want to show you is the power of Google's new AI tool called Stitch for product pages and landing pages for e-com. Now, as you guys can see on my screen, this is what the UI looks like. It's very similar to Figma if you've ever used Figma, which is basically a big whiteboard and you can basically create lots of designs. Now, what I've done is I found this product, which is the red light therapy mask. Everyone knows this product. That's why I've chosen it as the example. And let's say I want to recreate my own landing page for this product, but I don't have much ideas or designs, then I might need to get inspiration. Now, getting inspiration is usually very hard. So using Google Stitch, I gave it a simple prompt and it made me this. Now, it made it me as an image first, and then it created it into a prototype. So if I click this, I can essentially now preview this by clicking open. And now it's going to preview it in a live format. So it's redesigned the page, but in a live format. Now, the goal is not to look too much at the imagery. We're using this as the layout. So the layout is what I care about. I don't care about these images because we're not going to use them. But for example, like this, where it says real results clinic proven, this is a nice section that I might want to add into my store. What doctors say about it, we might want to add this in our store. So it's about the layout. Like these customer reviews, I really like the way they're laid out. I like the way the footer page has been done. So essentially it's creating a new idea in terms of the layout. Obviously we're going to create our own images, but in terms of the layout, it's given us an amazing example of how we can do it. Now you can even edit this bar, guys, by clicking edit, and you can click and change text, but we're not going to do that right now. You can also see that I've got it to make variations, so one in a white and gray tone and one in a black and green. So you can see the ideas that you can make with Google Stitch for landing pages, and it even comes up with a color kit. Now, I don't really like this one, but it's still come up with it anyway. And you can essentially do crazy design ideas using this. So if you're a bit lost for ideas or color schemes for your landing page, this can do it really, really well. And that is essentially what we're using it for. We're using it to create ideas. And you can see here, it's just come up with a few more ideas again. So I can zoom into this one and it's slightly changed the way that this is laid out. So you can see I've got some concepts of some landing pages here that I could recreate. Now you might be thinking, well, how do we turn this into a Shopify landing page? Can you export this to Shopify? Technically no, but there is a way around it that actually works amazing, which I'll show you later. But I'm sure later down the line they will integrate with Shopify and you can just export these in. But I'm using it right now for landing page ideas and concepts. Now here's another example of me using Google Stitch to create landing pages. Now this method's slightly different and some might argue that this method looks better. Now I am going to be showing you guys how to use both methods. So this was method number 2 and it's actually designed some really cool looking landing pages. I'd probably say this one and this one is my favorite. I'd probably say this one's actually pretty cool. This one's also really cool as well. They're really good examples that I can use to recreate. So let me show you guys now how I did this and how I then add it to Shopify. So what you guys are going to want to do is head over to stitch.withgoogle.com. It's completely free to use as long as you've got a Google account. I'm not endorsed or sponsored by them. There's no affiliation. It's what I use on a daily basis at the moment. And you're going to want to go to where it says My Projects, change it to Web. Then for the two options that I showed you, method 1 and number 2, you're going to be doing two different options here. So where it says Create With, you've got Google Flash, Thinking with 3.1 Pro, then you've got Redesign. Now for method number 2, which I know a lot of you will argue is the better one, you're going to want to click Redesign. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to upload an image of the product. Then you can upload an image of the landing page. So you're gonna wanna go to a competitor's website, and what you can do is you can either take a print screen of each section. So I can go section by section and print screen. Now that can take a little bit of time, so I don't wanna do that. Or what you can do is you can give it this master prompt that I've created that'll be available in the cheat sheet once we hit the like goal. Now you will need to change some of this prompt slightly. You can give this to an LLM to change, and you can say, change this for my product. But this is the prompt that I give it. And then what you guys can do is you can click send. And then what you're gonna see is in the top left-hand side, the agent is gonna start working, and you can also see the agent log in the bottom left. Now this will usually take around about 3 to 5 minutes to create the original part. Now, whilst we wait for this to come up with some design concepts, we need to get the integration with Shopify working. Now, technically, it's not an official integration. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be using Shopify's AI sidekick. So when you go to Shopify, inside of the Shopify editor, if you haven't already got Shopify, you can sign up to Shopify using my link in the description, and you'll get 3 months for $3, $1 a month. And by using the affiliate link, I will get a small kickback. So if you haven't already got Shopify, or if you do plan on getting Shopify again later, make sure you use my link. Then once you're in the editor for the product, you can see here it says add section. You're gonna click generate. Now, when you click generate, you're gonna see on the right-hand side, describe what you want to build. So we're gonna use the Sidekick AI to do this. Now, to get the prompt, we're actually gonna head over to Section Builder by Sidekick AI. It's a custom GBT. You're gonna click build me a custom Shopify section. You're gonna let it read its documentation. Now, this has been designed to prompt Shopify Sidekick so well that the sections look so good. So now you can see it's giving me the information. Then it's gonna ask you what your product is, what it does, and the name of the brand and the color codes. You're gonna basically send that over. If you haven't got it, you need to come up with it. So you can see I've pasted over what my product is and what it does in the brand name. Now, when it thinks again, you can just stop this reply, because the next message we send it is gonna be a print screen of the design of the section. So for that to be the case, we need to wait for this to generate the section. And look at that, guys, it has just generated that section. What I can do, guys, is I can either start taking print screens of sections that I wanna clone. So for example, if I want to clone this top section here at the top, now you are gonna want to use one type. So I wouldn't recommend taking a section from here, then a section from here, then a section from here. Keep it to the one design that you like. Now, if you want more designs, you can click on the design it makes. Now, if you wanna use the original method that I used as well to create more ideas, instead of using the redesign, use the thinking with 3.1. So that's the method that I use for method number 1. And then to create these little image methods, you're going to wanna use the redesign. Now, what you can also do is you can actually click on this. Now, let's say I really like this version. I can click generate, and then I can go to where it says variations. And then what I can do is I can click refine, export, reimagine, and I can choose what I want it to change. So that's essentially how I came up with these other ideas. I basically got the AI to take the base one it made and get it to redesign it, basically on colors and styles. So you can see all of these were then made. Now, what you can also do is you can click preview, you can modify it, or you can click on it and ask it to make changes as well, guys. And you can change it based on the color design style. So you can add a design style that you want it to use. So you can add in your design style. But let's just get on with creating the Shopify version, because I actually think this is amazing and I really like it a lot. So I can grab this and I can take an image of this. I can then go back to the Sidekick. I can then go back to our custom prompt generator. I can upload the print screen. I don't need to write anything. I can just send it as it is in its raw format. And I can just send that image, and then what it will do is it will make a prompt based on that image. You can see it says analyzing image, and then you can see it's made the prompt for us. So all I've got to do now is take the prompt where it says underneath prompt for Sidekick. And then what I can do is I can go back to Shopify, paste the prompt in here and click send. And now Sidekick will generate that custom section that we got design inspo from Google Stitch. So if we go back to Google Stitch, we are technically going to rebuild this one by one. So what I can also do, guys, is I can actually take this other section whilst we're waiting, give it to the custom GBT builder, add this in. And whilst we wait for that section to be built, we can then give it this next one to make us a prompt for. So you can see here, it's given us the prompt. And now I can copy the same prompt over again. And then whilst I wait for Sidekick to build this, guys, we can then add the next prompt in. Now, going back to Google Stitch, guys, you can do so much more with it. You can see on the right-hand bar here, guys, you've got the editor, so you can click on things and edit directly. You can also add images to the board. And then you can also, like I said, add design styles. You can export as well. So if you want to export this, it's really good. You can also share this with a team member. or with somebody that you want to help with, whether it be a work colleague or somebody like that, you can share it with. And just like that, it's made us that section. And if you go to the right-hand side, you can see everything is customizable. So everything is customizable that Sidekick makes. And then what I can do, guys, is I can delete the product information section, and I can just have this as the product information section. And then you're gonna see that on mobile, it also looks really, really good. And if you go to the bottom, you're gonna see all the sections that you've made with AI. And then obviously I need to add the image in and stuff, but you can see it's designed this really, really nicely. And now what I can do is I can go to add section again, generate, prompt this in and click add. And then it will design the next section. So guys, after generating a few more sections, this is what I've able to create. So this is fully custom. I've not used a paid theme. And you can see this is starting to look really, really good. So you can technically build any custom section with unlimited design inspiration by using Google Stitch. And you can see this is starting to look really, really good. And I don't need to pay for a paid theme. I don't need to pay for a web developer or a web designer. I can do it all for free by using the prompt builder and just by using Google Stitch for design ideas. So you can see, guys, I've quickly created the header hero section, the product benefits, then I've got this simple system support, then I've got some trust icons. Now I know this looks a little bit flat, but remember with images, this would look a lot better. Now that's how you can design as many landing pages or product pages as you want. If you've enjoyed this video and you appreciate it and you got a lot of value from it, let me know in the comment section below and let me know how you guys are going to be using Google Stitch for landing pages and design ideas.